Thank you for joining us for Helping Seniors Radio. Join us live every Wednesday at 12 noon on the Space Coast's 90.3 FM, WEJF Radio, and or online at wejf.net. Now let's join this week's Helping Seniors Radio program, already in progress. We talk about this a lot in the Helping Seniors world. Our mission, as you know, as a nonprofit, is to inform, educate, and connect seniors and their families with resources that will make a difference. And so it seems like there's two sides to this whole equation, and that's why we called the program today talking about senior health, because so I think there's two aspects. You have sort of the medical approach, which is basically trying to mitigate or resolve something that could be coming up. So here's your prescription that's going to help you with that. Sometimes it's a surgery thing that's going to help with that. There's different approaches, but typically they kind of are dealing with, like, here's the problem. What is the appropriate remedy or Band-Aid, or for lack of a better way to put it? Or sometimes I remind people that even doctors acknowledge that they are, quote, practicing medicine. And the flip side of that is, boy, if we can get ahead of this on the wholeness side of just being healthy to start with, then it kind of keeps you out of all that. Isn't that part of the reason?
Yes. And today's doctors, the new ones, the younger ones, they seem to be, a lot of them, embracing what they call integrative medicine. And integrative medicine is kind of like the combination of holistic health and traditional medicine.
Well, that's a big positive, because I remember that not so long ago you would go to a doctor's office and you say, "Oh, I'm going to take this supplement or something." They're like, "You don't need that. It's not medical grade." And they would kind of almost look down their nose at it. Whereas the flip side of it, and you and I have talked about this on the radio, that a lot of these traditional medicines have been known to mankind for like thousands of years, because if you look at Oriental cultures where they will use certain medicines, certain herbs and things to remedy, and there is a scientific fact behind all of that.
Oh yes, especially with herbs. May it be Chinese herbs or even Native American Indian herbs, or Indian herbs from India. They call that Ayurvedic medicine. But especially the Chinese and the Ayurvedic herbs, they have been around for 5,000 years.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't realize that today's pharmaceuticals are actually derived from plants and from herbs. What the pharmaceutical industry does is is try to duplicate it in a lab and get all the health benefits from it, and and then they start studying it more and more and more, and before you know it, they have a prescription medicine. But in a lot of cases, and you can Google that and see that a lot of pharmaceutical medicines are originated from herbs.
Yeah, I want to spend a couple more minutes really just talking up holistic medicine before we get into the specific offerings of the college. And here's why, because so often when we go home and maybe we flip on a TV and there's a pharmaceutical commercial and it's talking about something that could help you, whatever it is. Maybe it's lose weight, maybe it's you're out of pain of a certain thing or something like that. But usually if you listen carefully, they get to that part where they start running out all these side effects. And my wife and Tammy and I will look at each other and we'll go like, is this really better than the actual
it's
disease?
Scary
when you listen to them, I mean, they say it with lighthearted voice and great music behind it, but they say, and sometimes death happens, I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to really think my way through that. But here's where I really wanted to get to and ask you about, because when you talk about a holistic approach to it, I think so often we're used to going to the doctor. In fact, this happened in our own family. I remember us taking Tammy's mom to the doctor and the doctor looking at her after she had a prescription list that's like, 2 pages long and saying, "You really want another pill? is that really what you're asking me for as a pill? And then we have, as you know, we work very closely with a group, Dr. Cressida Cornish and her husband, Chaplain Ken Cornish, have a ministry called Faith Walk by Two, and they're part of everything we do there at the center and everything. And she's a retired licensed pharmacist, and she gives lectures and did that for one of our wellness series, talking about the danger of, what do they call it, polypharmacy, when the doctor gives you something but not necessarily aware that another doctor gave you something. Now the medicines are fighting with each other, and neither is doing what you hope they would do.
It's called contraindications. Where two medicines are, that are contradicting each other.
But it seems to me like to chase this through to its conclusion, if we can look at holistic ways, natural ways, homeopathic ways to look at this, then we can maybe erase some of the dangers that we would otherwise be into.
Yes, exactly. When I had a holistic health center opened, and I counseled a lot of people with some major health conditions, primarily cancer. I had an alternative solutions, alternative medicine protocol for cancer, and yes, I mean a lot of them were taking different medicines, but when I introduced the a lot of the herbs and stuff, a lot of times the doctor was not very happy with taking taking alternative medicine with his protocol, so there was always like a little bit of a concern there, but but in most cases herbs and supplements and stuff, there's a lot of good ones on there that can help chronic health conditions and really not interfere with the medicines that you're taking. And even when I was consulting with with clients about their health conditions, whatever I was recommending, I always asked them in advance for a list of their medications. And even before me consulting with them, I would do a contraindication search with their supplements and with the with their medicines and the supplements that I was recommending, to make sure that there was no contraindications.
Right. So this way we can be sure that we're advancing and not creating a problem. And I know I've heard Dr. Cressida Cornish, again, a license, she's retired now, but kept her license because she loves to sit down with seniors and help them make sure, because you go to your main doctor and they're aware of certain medicines, but maybe they send you to a specialist. The specialist gives you a prescription, and not everybody is always communicating as well as we would hope they do. And I know what Dr. Cressida has said so many times is that somebody would come up to the pharmacy desk and they would look at the pharmacy and say, well, do they know that you're taking this other thing? Because this could be a problem. And so she's done some seminars there at the at our Joe Senior Resource Center right there in Melbourne, where she's helped people. So bring in your she goes, and this is funny, she goes, don't bring me your list of prescriptions. She goes, bring me the actual bottles, okay, because I want to see what you've got and what you have. And I remember asking her, I said, well, why is that? She said, because a lot of times, somebody will have a medicine that was left over from 3 years ago that they just kept on the shelf and said, well, every once in a while I'll take one of these, or, stuff like that. And I guess you hear stories like that all the time too, Dr. Kevin.
Right. I mean, because, as with supplements, there's also, expiration dates on medicine also.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the primary thing is just to make whoever's, treating you, it may be a naturopathic doctor or a chiropractor or a traditional MD, is just to make them aware of what you are taking. Not only medicines, but make them aware of supplements that you take. Yeah. Well, like in my case, a couple of times I went to the emergency room because I was like real sick, and no matter what I was taking, I wasn't getting any better, or even going to an urgent care. They bring up my records and they see that, because I made my doctor aware of what supplements I take.
Right.
So not only do my medicines come up, but all the supplements
Well,
I'm
that's
taking
good,
come
right?
up. So
Yeah.
that's very good. That's very good. So it's good to, in case you forget, what you're taking and stuff,
Right.
or you're just too sick to remember, make all your doctors aware of what you're taking. That way, any emergency or anything comes up, it's right there in front of the other, your medical staff or whatever's taking care of you.
Yeah, this education component is so important to get people aware. We talk about it so much. When Joe, our founder, had organized, he always talked about the need for everybody to create an aging plan. And so as we kind of exercised through all that, I said, so it's kind of like a hurricane plan. You don't want to have a problem, but you want to know how you're going to deal with it. And so along the way, we came up with kind of 7 approaches, or 7 kind of maybe chapters that should go in an aging plan. And that involves everything like legal. It has to do with financial. It has to do with where you'd want to live, how you're going to transport yourself, get around, different things like that. But the number one plank in that whole aging plan platform is wellness, because it's often been said, without your health, you could have all the money in the world, but you're not going to be able to enjoy life. You got to get your health together. So we really talk about health. And we talk about wellness, and as I kind of gather, this is the reason, I can't think of anything more important to invest your time and energy into than learning how to be as healthy as you can. And obviously, everybody's situation is different. Some people have chronic this or chronic that, or maybe disease processes that they're trying to work through. But still, it seems like that's like our first goal is how can we have the best health that is possible for us. And this holistic way of approaching it really gets us there. And so if somebody really was going to take that seriously, Dr. Kevin, you'd start reading books, you'd start consulting with people who are holistic experts, or that's probably why you came up with the need to put together this college, the Faith College of Natural Health, so that other people can not only learn for themselves, but then ultimately maybe they can help other people too.
Exactly. That was one of my reasonings for starting the college was I wanted to share my knowledge.
Yeah.
That people took their time to teach and train me.
Right.
I wanted to share that. I mean, I share it when I'm helping somebody with a, with a health problem, on a one-to-one consultation. But I wanted to get it more out to the masses.
Yeah.
Because I felt, that this information, needs to be out there.
Yeah.
It really needs to be out there so people can learn, the holistic approach. Holistic. It comes from the word whole. WHOLE, which means the whole person. Not just physically as your primary care physician helps you, but also it includes the mind, all right, and it includes how you are spiritually,
right?
Which is very important,
right? There's a lot of depression that's out there, and somehow looking at things holistically can help you move as a way to react to all that too.
Exactly. And I, have been personally involved in putting all these courses together, and I tried to have a balance with, mind, body, and spirit. Depending on what, degree program you're in, you're going to be educated on all 3.
Yeah.
Not only physical health in your body, but your spiritual health and also your mental health.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to really devote the second half of the radio show because I really want people to understand how you put this college together. It's affordable. You can access stuff on your own time. You're going to get an incredible training. It's very cost effective, and there's a lot of benefits to it. So that's what we're going to get into in the second half of the radio show. Dr. Kevin, if people are hearing about this and they just want to get a pencil and jot down, give us a website, give us how would people start to learn more? We're going to cover this in depth in the second half of the show.
Well, there's 2 ways you can access our website. You can just type out Faith College of naturalhealth.com.
Yep.
All right. And that will automatically bring you to our our letter abbreviations, which are F as in faith, C as in college, N as in natural, H as in health, and then EDU as in first three words of education, or first three letters, and then .com.
Good.
So FCNHEDU.com
Good.
is the actual website.
Good. Well, we'll be right back, and we're going to dig into everything you're going to find when you get to that website on the second half of the show.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Harper. Let's get back to the show as I introduce or reintroduce the host of our program and the executive director of Helping Seniors of Brevard. It's none other than Kerry Fink. Hi, Kerry.
Hey, John Harper. Thank you again so much for the great introduction, and thank you for all you do, sir, for helping seniors of Brevard, too. John has been faithfully behind everything on helping seniors, not only from the day that Joe Steckler founded the organization, but going back even when Joe was building up Brevard Alzheimer's and such. Such an important work. And here we are, John, 15 years into it. And I was just telling during the break to Dr. Kevin, I said, Joe kind of left us with a mandate. He said, you guys got to keep this thing going. And so here we are every day pushing harder. Because I always say this, Joe was a visionary. If you think about it, 15 years ago, he saw the need for helping seniors to do what it's doing. And so last year, 4,000 plus phone calls by itself suggests that, there's a reason for us to exist. But the point is there's just more seniors than ever before. Dr. Kevin Kilday, who is our guest today, longtime friend of Helping Seniors, holistic health expert. He is the dean, the president, founder of Faith College of Natural Health. And I was saying during the break, Dr. Kevin, that, we just have more seniors than ever, and the work that Joe charted our course to do is more important than ever. People are living longer, more people are turning 65, and then so many people are moving into our area and always looking how to get connected with good resources that they, might have had a great network where they lived up north or out in the Midwest, but when they come to Florida, they're having to rebuild all that. Now, a good thing about the college and what's going on with that is that you've constructed it in a way that people are able to study everything we were talking about, holistic health. They can do this online, but one of the things I'm personally excited about is the fact that we're going to be doing coursework together there at Joe's Senior Resource Center, and people are going to actually have a chance to come to classes. And what I love about it is online is a great way to study because it offers so many benefits. You can do it at your own pace. You have a few minutes here, you have a few minutes there, and you can stay on and get together. And it's a great way to go. It's very cost effective. But the other side of it is when you have a chance to go to class and the professor brings up a question and you're thinking, okay, but does that apply to this case? And you can raise your hand and get that feedback. Really makes a great way to study too.
Yes. Depending the type of learner you are.
Yeah.
Some of course, the younger generation, because they grew up with computers and electronic devices in front of them, from a very young age, and but the seniors now, who is the boomer generation, more or less, they're like 50-50. I mean, some really get into the online stuff, but there are a lot of people that like to go to live classes. I mean, even my daughter, in her 30s. She does both. I mean, she enjoys going to live lectures, but then again, she also enjoys the convenience of doing stuff online.
And that's a neat thing when you put together Faith College of Natural Health. And again, I want to be clear as you're listening to this, because in our day of internet, we have listeners who will come back and pick this up as a podcast who might be nowhere remotely near us in Melbourne, Florida area. They will, in fact, be able to access this online as well. And your whole goal in putting the school together was you were looking for a way to reach people and make it very, very affordable for them to improve their educational skills, not only as it would pertain to understanding this for helping themselves, but potentially then ultimately maybe going as far as becoming a professor of this yourself,
Yes. Our school is set up on a pay-by-month basis. They, some call that like a membership type of payment structure.
Okay.
Which is really what it is. Okay. You can start our college in our certification courses and work yourself all the way up to graduating with an associate's degree, so a 2-year level college degree, but it won't take you 2 years at our school. But you can do that for $69 a month.
Wow. So the point is, I know when we look at or we hear about the price of college education in a lot of cases, they're talking about per credit hour and per class or things like that. What you're saying is somebody can join the Faith College of Natural Health, and it's a set monthly fee, and then as aggressively, if that's the right word, they want to study, they could move through this course curriculum very fast.
Yeah, exactly. And also, our school is unique because that's going to our college full time.
Yes.
Now, a student going to a traditional college, full time is considered taking 4 courses at a time. Mm-hmm. At our college, we allow you to take up to 5 courses at a time.
Wow. So you really could, if you said, I'm going to really apply myself and study efficiently and effectively, and I'm just going to spend, all my time really taking this seriously, you could get through there, come up with a degree, and literally be talking, probably what it might cost to take maybe 2 classes or something at a traditional college.
Right, and you can get ahead of the game, financially going to our college by applying yourself, by discipline. Mm-hmm. Okay, like our courses are structured on on completing it in 12 weeks. However, that's just, that was just done, on a leisurely type of a thing. But depending on the student, how much time you apply to it, I've seen students get it done in half the time.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, when you said that if a course was 12 weeks, so let's just do the math, that's roughly 3 months. And if you're paying, you said $69.95, so let's call it 70.
No, just 16. Yeah, call it 70 around it.
Yeah, so say it was 70. So for $210, you could complete an entire course if that was all you did. I'm just going to do the one. I'm going to fit it in because I do all these other activities. So even if you said, I'm just going to study a little bit part-time, it's still very cost effective. I mean, you can't go to a movie and dinner for $70, exactly. And that's one night. And this is going to benefit you for the rest of your life, Dr. Kevin.
Right. And yes, if you're, if you're, depending on your age, okay, mm-hmm. and depending on where you're at in life, okay, if you're a young woman or a young man, and you dreamed about going back to school or dreamed about starting a new career or just want to learn about natural health for you or your friends or for your family, or if you dreamed about going in business for yourself, okay, or become part of the fastest growing industry in the country, mm-hmm. attend Faith College of Natural Health and you can accomplish all that. No. All right. And then now also if you're all done with working and you're retired and stuff, it's just good for learning this stuff for your own health.
Exactly. And your family. Yeah. What a blessing you would be to your family if you could lead them. I want to ask a question. Suppose somebody said, wow, I might want to follow in your footsteps, Dr. Kevin. I would like to really apply myself, study through the different degree programs. What would I do what would a track like that look like to get to be where you might be able to ultimately be your own person and maybe go into business in holistic health?
Well, a number of different ways. We offer, of course, degrees all the way up to doctorate degrees.
Okay.
Like I have a doctorate in natural health.
Right.
I also have a doctorate in Christian counseling.
Okay.
Okay. we offer both of them.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
And we're also accredited by the American Association of Christian Therapists. Okay, and they certify, and license under their direction, coaches and Christian counselors, pastors, and they also do. They have some other licenses too, like domestic life or domestic abuse counseling
Wow.
and things like
Yeah.
that. So they, they're a very, very good organization, and we're also an accredited school of theirs too.
Oh, wow.
you
Wow.
know. So I just wanted to mention that, and shortly I'll mention the other accreditations. But you can just start out, let's say, in our first set of 5 courses, let's say,
Uh-huh.
and you take all 5, and you end up with a certification as a natural health advocate.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have 5 more courses that you can take,
Uh-huh.
and you can become certified as a natural health coach.
Okay.
All right. And then you can take those 10 courses, and then you can apply them and start your associate degree.
Okay.
And the associate degree will only need an additional 10 courses
Okay.
because you've already taken
Right.
10.
Right.
All right. And our courses are 3 credits apiece. And to attain our associate degree, you need 60 credits.
Right.
So with that scenario, all the way up through associate's degrees, that's what's $69 a month.
Wow. So you could really move forward fast in this, and maybe ultimately as you study this, you're going to learn for yourself, but you're really going to learn and say, maybe this is something I want to help others through as well. And I was saying, so that you've got it set up in a number of different ways. People can actually do this at their pace online. In fact, I think there is a free trial course or free course that you offer. Talk about
yes,
that.
we do. We're offering, kind of like try it, see if you like it, type of thing, because our free course is really structured the same way as a lot of our other courses are. The only thing that increases, is maybe, the other courses be a little bit more complex, a little bit harder, and the exams might be a little longer. But all of our exams are all true and false, and we also require a little bit of writing, not a whole lot. In the certification courses, we only require, like a 25-word essay. 25 words is hardly anything, but it's just to get you started with the writing ability because, that's important. So that's really about the gist of it. And then once you get the associate's degree, then you move on into our bachelor degree program. However, in our bachelor degree program, our price goes up a little. Okay, our bachelor degree program is just $99 a month. Okay, and it just requires, on top of the associate, just requires an additional 60 credits.
Okay.
So there's 20 courses to take in our bachelor program.
Right. Once you've completed the associate's.
Right. Exactly.
And then from there, you can keep working your farther into the graduate level.
Yes. In our master's, again, another 60 is required. And then in our doctorate program, it's set up just a little different because, it's a doctorate program.
Yeah.
So, we have to, make sure that we challenge students on a doctoral level.
Yeah, of course.
So, but that is only 15 courses, and then writing a thesis.
Yeah.
But in lieu of the thesis, because some people get, a lot of anxiety saying, well, I got to write a 50 or 100-page thesis. That gets to be overwhelming
Sure.
for some people. So in lieu of writing a thesis, we have them take like maybe 5 additional doctoral level courses.
So wherever you are on the level, it seems like a great place to wade into the water would be to access that free course and take a look at that. It will get you kind of a feeling, get you familiar with all the materials that are on the website. You have some, you have like your background, you have some of the people that you work with, their backgrounds are there. You have some information about the courses and the accreditations and all that. And you just go to, is it faithcollegeofnaturalhealth.com?
Yes, and that will bring you to our website, which would be F as in faith, N as in natural, F as in faith, C as in college, and then N as in natural, H as in health, and then EDU, just the first 3 letters of education.com.
Yeah, I like it because faithcollegeofnaturalhealth.com is really that's a great thing to write that down. I'll say it again, faithcollegeofnaturalhealth.com. And I also want to remind folks, anytime, you could be in a car, you could be driving, maybe say, oh, I wanted to catch that and I just didn't get to my pencil. What was that number again? You can always call us at the Helping Seniors Helpline. I'm going to give you that number. That one you should already have, hopefully, someplace on your speed dial or something like that. But it's a great number because if you call Karen or one of our great volunteers there, they're going to say, hey, I heard them talking about something about the Faith College of Natural Health, but I didn't get all of it. I need the address or something. They can get that to you. So you just call us at 321-473-7770. I'll say the number again here to give you a chance to grab a pencil if you're near one. But they'll get you hooked up, 321-473-7770. But Dr. Kevin, I also wanted to mention tomorrow, literally tomorrow, and it's every 4th Thursday of the month, we get together at Joe's Senior Resource Center right there at 1344 South Apollo Boulevard, and you just come up to the 2nd floor. It's that building that says Omni Healthcare on the side. We do 2 things on Thursday mornings. We do at 10 a.m. They're all free. 10 a.m. we do the Knowledge College for Aging, which different than what you're actually doing, where you actually are an official college. Ours is a little bit more like tongue-in-cheek, but with a serious purpose of educating people on the things that they need to understand about aging or things that help them make their aging plan. Like, for example, tomorrow we have a wonderful lady. Her name is Christina Knowles. She is the head person for a company called Make Space Now. She's a professional organizer. And what she is going to talk to us about tomorrow is how to declutter, de-stress, and organize so that as we're getting older, maybe we're going to have to downsize. Maybe we just need to try to winnow through all the stuff we've collected on life's journey. But she's going to help with some tips to help us with that. So that's at 10 o'clock. Then tomorrow at 11, we do what we call our wellness series. Dr. Kevin, you've spoken at that before. Tomorrow's going to be Danica Scuderi Carluccio with Advocates for the Aging. And she's going to, this is National Care Manager Month, and she's going to give us some insights on how to get the best help. So as you're trying to put all your stuff together medically and all that, you have some good things. And I think you said you could probably pop by in the morning. So if somebody wanted to meet you during that first hour, I think you'll be able to be with us during the Knowledge College effort tomorrow at 10.
Yes, thank you. I will be there tomorrow between 10 and 11:15. I have to leave at that time due to a prior appointment. But and I will have some information there. I can answer any of your questions. So I will be there between 10 a.m. and 11:15 a.m.
Yeah, and again, that's at Joe's Senior Resource Center, which is also going to be the site when because we're working on the schedule now to bring live classes in. And the cool thing about those is we're going to be able to use the facilities of Joe's Senior Resource Center as a classroom, but also this is going to help embellish the online teaching because our goal is to get these also some of these lectures recorded, so they're going to end up being part of the curriculum for Faith College of Natural Health. And so, like we were talking about at the opening of the show, some people prefer just like, I'm gonna study on my own time because that works better. And some people say, no, I do better. I thrive in a classroom environment. So you're going to have all aspects of this. And, again, it's kind of based off of your life experience of having been involved in this corner of the holistic health and helping people for so many years that kind of drove you to put this college together.
Yes, and I just want to mention one thing that myself and the other professor that helps me a great deal is Professor Michael Edwards.
Yeah, Dr. Mike.
Right, and he will be not only teaching the live classes there, but I will be there also. But Professor Michael and myself are available to meet with students. Other than tomorrow,
Yeah.
we are totally accessible, and of course we can meet at the at Joe Senior Resource Center.
Absolutely.
To talk. If any students are having any, challenges whatsoever with the college, you can call us, email us, set up an appointment with us, and we can get that, all straightened out because, our goal is to teach students all about natural health, all about holistic health, and we have, tremendous courses. And one other thing, the only additional cost for our courses is purchasing the book. All right. Now, our college books, unlike traditional colleges, are not like $100, $200, $300 textbooks. Right. No, we made a point of, number one, using all of the top-selling natural health books in the industry.
Yeah,
that's the first thing we did. And also, we made sure that they were available in 95% of the time. The paperbacks are available for less than $25.
Well, and that's a point too, because you have been so careful in setting up the parameters for this college to make sure that it's affordable for
everyone. That's the word, affordable.
So I like it because a lot of times many of us have said, we're going to put off, when the kids are done and we have some time for ourselves and I really want to go back and I want to learn something that's going to have meaning. I can't think of something that would have more meaning than studying natural health, because it really is going to be the way that you are going to not only, I guess, benefit yourself, but your loved ones as you go through life's journey in the senior years. One more time, Dr. Kevin, if people want to access the free course or just get more information about the college, how do we best do that? If we can't be out there, hopefully they'll come out tomorrow morning and meet you during Knowledge College.
Yes. The website is fcnhedu.com. So, try that. And one thing I haven't mentioned is the phone number.
Yeah,
the phone number. And I'm the one that personally answers the phone, or I personally call you back, within 24 hours. Is 321-549-0711.
Okay.
That's 321-549-0711.
Sounds great. Dr. Kevin Kilday, Faith College of Natural Health.com. If you have an opportunity, come see us tomorrow morning at Joe's Senior Resource Center. We'll be there from 10 to noon. It's free. There's snacks, there's fun, there's door prizes, and special bonus, Dr. Kevin will be on site for the first hour. So you get a chance to talk and say, I heard you talking on the radio. Want to get more information? Well, that's about the time we have for Helping Seniors Radio on this fine Wednesday. Hope you have a great week. Really hope we will see you tomorrow at Joe's Senior Resource Center. Till then, we'll see you next week right here back on the radio. Have a great week.
Bye, everyone.